Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and greetings. I would like to bid to our wonderful lecturer, Madam Farah Diba, and to all my wonderful classmates of Syntax ENCO 2107. I am Aiman Hakim bin Jalumin, together with my group mates Haikal, Harith, and Asyraaf, will be presenting our Analysis 1. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, let me start with the introduction of the assignment. So, the objective of the analysis. We were tasked with an assignment to analyze an article from Time magazine. Upon obtaining and choosing a suitable article, we then had to analyze the article and determine which phrases are nominal phrases and verbal phrases. Then we had to classify each word of the speech according to its correct word class. So, the article that we have chosen for this analysis is the Health and Neuroscience article from Time magazine entitled "You Now Have a Shorter Attention Span Than a Goldfish." So, without wasting any more time, let's get into the second part of the analysis, which is the syntactic analysis itself. But before that, let's get to know on the syntactic labels that we would be using for this analysis. This is just the standard syntactic labels that are used in syntax analysis. So, let me start with the first excerpt of the article. The average attention span for the notoriously ill-focused goldfish is 9 seconds. But according to a new study from Microsoft Corporation, people now generally lose concentration after 8 seconds, highlighting the effects of an increasingly digitalized lifestyle on the brain. So, for the excerpt just now, this is the analysis that we have obtained. For the first nominal phrase, we have the average attention span for the notoriously ill-focused goldfish, in which the is a determiner, average is an adjective, attention span is a noun, for is a preposition, the is a determiner, notoriously is an adverb, ill-focused is an adjective, and goldfish is a noun. Now, it is quite interesting to have an adverb in nominal phrase, in which we have made our research and found out that notoriously ill-focused is a part of an adjective phrase, in which an adverb can be under it, which connects to an adjective, which connects to a noun. In this case, the noun is goldfish. Then, next you have the first verbal phrase, which is, which is a verb only. Then, we have the next nominal phrase, which is 9 seconds, in which 9 is a determiner and seconds is a noun. Then we have the next verbal phrase, which is but according, which is but is a conjunction and according is a verb. Then we have the next nominal phrase, which is to a new study from Microsoft Corporation, comma, people now, in which to is a preposition, a is a determiner, new is an adjective, study is a noun, from is a preposition, Microsoft Corporation is a pronoun, people is a noun, and now is an adjective. So the next is a verbal phrase, which is generally loose, in which generally is an adverb and loose is a verb. Then for the next nominal phrase, we have concentration after 8 seconds, in which concentration is a noun, after is a preposition, 8 is a determiner, and then seconds is a noun. Then you have the next verbal phrase, which is highlighting, which is a verb only. Then we have the final nominal phrase for the sentence, which is the effects of an increasingly digitalized lifestyle on the brain, in which the is a determiner, effects is a noun, of is a preposition, an is a determiner, increasingly is an adverb, digitalized is an adjective, lifestyle is a noun, on is a preposition, the is a determiner, and brain is a noun. This also applies to the thing I just mentioned before, in which increasingly is an adverb and digitalized is an adjective, in which they are considered an adjective phrase. So for the next excerpt of the article, we have researchers in Canada surveyed 2,000 participants and studied the brain activity of 112 others using electroencephalograms or EEGs. Now, for the analysis of the second excerpt, we have the first nominal phrase, which is researchers in Canada, in which researchers is a noun, in is a preposition, and Canada is a noun. Followed by a verbal phrase, which is surveyed, which is a verb only. And then we have the next nominal phrase, which is 2,000 participants, in which 2,000 is a determiner and participants is a noun. And then we have the next verbal phrase, which is and studied, in which and is a conjunction and studied is a verb. Then we have the next nominal phrase, which is the brain activity of 112 others, in which the is a determiner, brain is a noun, activity is also a noun, of is a preposition, 112 is a determiner, and others is a noun. And the next is a verbal phrase, in which it is using, which is a verb only. And then finally we have the final nominal phrase, which is electroencephalograms, in which it is a noun. So that is all from me. Now let me pass on this presentation to my friend Haikal. Thank you.
Thank you, Aiman, for the brilliant explanation. Hi, I am Haikal and I will continue to analyze the third and fourth sentences. Let's take a look at the third sentence. Microsoft found that since the year 2000, or about when the mobile revolution began, the average attention span dropped from 12 seconds to 8 seconds. This is how we analyze. First of all, divide it into two segments, which are nominal phrase and verbal phrase, and find the verbs inside the sentence and put it all inside the verbal phrase. From this example, we can see that the verbs are found, began, and dropped, while the remaining words are put into nominal phrase. Let's take a look. Microsoft is a noun, so it belongs to nominal phrase. Found is a verb and it belongs to verbal phrase. Continue. That is a preposition. Since is also a preposition. The is a determiner, and year 2000 is a noun. And or is a conjunction. About is a preposition. When is a conjunction, and the is a determiner. Mobile is an adjective, while revolution is a noun. Mobile, notice here mobile is an adjective because it explains the noun, which is revolution, and began is a verb. Now the average attention span. The is a determiner, average is an adjective, attention span is a noun. Average explains attention span, so it is an adjective. While drop is a verb, so it belongs to the verbal phrase. To the last nominal phrase, from 12 seconds to 8 seconds. From is a preposition, 12 is a number, so it is a determiner. Seconds is a noun, 2 is a prep, 8 number is also a determiner, and seconds is a noun. Moving on to the fourth sentence. Heavy multi-screeners find it difficult to filter out irrelevant stimuli. They are more easily distracted by multiple streams of media, the report read. This is how we analyze. The same as before, put all the verbs inside the verbal phrase, and from the sentence we can find the verb that we can find. Find, filter out, are more easily distracted, and read. The remaining words are put into nominal phrase. For example here, heavy multi-screeners. Heavy is an adjective, multi-screeners is a noun. Find is a verb, so it belongs into verbal phrase. Going back to nominal phrase, it difficult to. It is a pronoun, difficult is an adjective, to is a preposition. And for the verbal phrase, filter out. Filter is a verb, out is an adverb. And irrelevant stimuli. Irrelevant is an adjective, and stimuli is a noun. It belongs under nominal phrase. And they is also a nominal phrase because it is a pronoun. Are is a verb. Are is an auxiliary, but in this case it is a verbal phrase. Are more easily distracted. More is an adverb. Easily is also an adverb, while distracted is a verb. So it belongs into verbal phrase. And by multiple streams of media. By is a preposition. Multiple is an adjective. Streams is a noun. Of is a preposition. And media is also a noun. So it belongs into a nominal phrase. The report. The is a determiner. Report is a noun. So it belongs into a nominal phrase. And the last one, read. Read is a verb. So of course it belongs into verbal phrase. That is all from me. I will pass on to my friend Harith to continue.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Danial and we have come to the next excerpt of the article, which is, on the positive side, the report says our ability to multitask has drastically improved in the mobile age. The analysis will be, first, the phrase on the positive side, the report. This phrase is a nominal phrase. It begins with the preposition on, continues with the determiner the adjective positive, and the noun side, continued by the determiner the, and the noun report. The next word is says, which is a verb, is a verbal phrase. The next phrase is our ability to. Our is an adjective, ability is a noun, to is a preposition, which makes it a nominal phrase. The next word is multitask, which is a verb in this sentence. The next word is has, which is a verb, and the next phrase is drastically improved, which is also a verbal phrase. It starts with drastically, which is adverb, and improve, which is a verb. The next phrase is a nominal phrase. The phrase in the mobile age begins with preposition in, determiner the, adjective mobile, and ends with the noun age. The next excerpt from the article will be, Microsoft theorized that the changes were a result of the brain's ability to adapt and change itself over time, and a weaker attention span may be a side effect of evolving to a mobile internet. The analysis will be, the first one is nominal phrase, which is the noun Microsoft. The next word is theorized, which is a verb. It is a verbal phrase. Next, the phrase that the changes is a nominal phrase, which begins with preposition that, determiner the, and ends with the noun changes. The next word is were, which is a verb, is a verbal phrase. And next, continued by a nominal phrase, a result of the brain's ability to. A is a determiner. The result is a noun. Of is a preposition. The is the determiner. Brain is a noun. S, apostrophe S is pronoun. Ability is noun. To is preposition. The next word is adapt. Adapt is a verb, which makes it a verbal phrase. The next phrase is and change. This is also a verbal phrase, which includes and, a conjunction, and change, a verb. The next phrase is itself over time and a weaker attention span. The word itself is a pronoun, and the word over is preposition. Time is a noun, and is a conjunction, a is a determiner, weaker is an adjective, attention is a noun, span is also a noun, which makes it a nominal phrase. The next one is may be. This phrase is a verbal phrase. And the next one is a side effect of. This phrase is a nominal phrase, which begins with a determiner a, an adjective side, a noun effect, and ends with preposition of. The next word is evolving, which is a verb, makes it a verbal phrase. The next phrase is to a mobile internet. Preposition to starts the phrase, continued by determiner a, adjective mobile, and the noun internet. The next excerpt will be explained by Asyraaf.
So the next sentence that we will analyze is, the survey also confirmed generational differences for mobile use. For example, 77% of people aged 18 to 24 responded yes when asked, when nothing is occupying my attention, the first thing I do is reach for my phone, compared with only 10% of those over the age of 65. In this sentence, we can indicate the nominal phrase and the verbal phrase. On the nominal phrase, we can see the is a determiner, while survey is a noun. On the verbal phrase, also is an adverb, and confirm is a verb only. On the nominal phrase, generational is an adjective, while differences is a noun. For is a preposition, mobile is an adjective, and use is a noun. For the nominal phrase, for is a preposition, example is a noun. Still on the nominal phrase, 77 of people aged 18 to 24. 77 people, 77 is a determiner. Percent is a noun. Of is a preposition. People is a noun. Age is a preposition. 18 is a noun. 2 is a preposition. And 24 is noun. On the verbal phrase, responded is a verb only. On the nominal phrase, yes is a noun. When is conjunction. On the verbal phrase, ask is a verb only. Moving on to the next table, nominal phrase, when is an adverb. Nothing is a noun and is an auxiliary. On the verbal phrase, occupying is a verb only. On the nominal phrase again, my is a pronoun, attention is noun, the is determiner, first is an adjective, thing is a noun, and I is a pronoun. On the verbal phrase, do is a verb only word. Nominal phrase, is auxiliary, and verbal phrase, reach is verb. And the nominal phrase, for is preposition, my is noun, and the phone noun. On the verbal phrase, compared is a verb only. While on the other hand, the nominal phrase, with preposition, only is a conjunction. 10 is determiner, percent is a noun, of is a preposition, those is a determiner, over is a preposition, the is determiner, age is a noun, of is a preposition, and 65 is noun. The next sentence is, and now congratulate yourself for concentrating long enough to make it through this article. In this article, we can see the nominal phrase and the verbal phrase also. The nominal phrase, and is a conjunction, now is a noun, and the verbal phrase is congratulate, which is verb. The next nominal phrase is yourself is a pronoun, and for is a preposition. On the verbal phrase, concentrating is a verb, long is an adverb, and in long enough is an adverb also. On the verbal phrase again, to is a preposition, and make is a verb that makes it a verbal phrase. And the nominal phrase lastly, it is a pronoun, through is a preposition, this is a determiner, and article is a noun. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Now, Asyraaf and I will talk about the division of English words. English words are divided into 8 parts of speech. The 8 parts of speeches are nouns, determiners, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, and conjunctions. The first one is noun. A noun is a word used to identify any class of people, places, or things. These are called common noun. A noun also used to name a particular thing, which is called a proper noun. The example in the slide is the man is eating. The word man is a noun. The next example is Jane is sick. Jane is a noun which is a proper noun in the sentence. Next is determiners. Determiners are words that placed in front of a noun to make it clear what the noun refers to. Determiners have 4 types. The first one is articles, for example, the, a, and an. The second one is demonstrative, for example, this or that. The third one is possessive, for example, my, your, his, and her. The fourth one is quantifier, for example, some and many. The example in the slides is the dogs. The dogs is the determiner of the dogs is the word the, and followed by the noun dogs. And the next example is that man. That is a determiner and followed by the noun man. The next one is pronouns. Pronouns is words that can take the place of a noun. It can function as a noun phrase by referring to a noun that is mentioned in a discourse. The first example will be my brother, he died last year. The word he is a pronoun. And the next example is I am hungry. The word I is a pronoun. The next one is verb. Verb is words used to describe an action, state, occurrence, and forming the main part of the predicate of a sentence. For example, I write regularly. The word write in the sentence I write regularly is a verb. The next example is Jules is running. The word running is also a verb which describes the action that Jules is doing. The next part will be explained by Asyraaf.
Next one is adverbs. Adverbs is a word or a set of words that modifies verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. It tells when, where, and how an action is performed or indicates the quality or degree of the action. In this sentence or example given, hopefully we will win the match. The word hopefully is an adverbs word used in a sentence. Next one is adjectives. Adjective is a word that describe or modify other words, making your writing and speaking much more specific and a whole lot more interesting. They are usually positioned before the noun or pronoun that they modify. Some sentences contain multiple adjectives. Like on the example, on her birthday, Linda received an antique vase filled with fragrance. The word fragrant and antique is an adjective used to describe the vase which is filled with fragrance. The next one is preposition. Preposition is a word or a group of words used before a noun, pronoun, or noun phrase to show direction, time, place, location, spatial relationships, or to introduce an object. Preposition used on the example given is she drove to the store. She drove to. To is a preposition used in the sentence to the store to indicate, to show direction. The next one and the last is conjunctions. Conjunctions is the word that connects or joins clauses, words, phrases together in a sentence. For example, I bought a new bag for my upcoming trip. The word for is a conjunction used to join the phrases I bought a new bag and my upcoming trip to become a full, complete sentence. Thank you.
Hi, it's Daniel again, and now I will talk about patterns of English nominal and verbal phrases. The first one is nominal phrase. A nominal phrase is a phrase that has a noun as its head, or words that performs the same grammatical functions as a noun. In a pattern of simple sentences, nominal phrases usually consist of just one noun or pronoun. On the slide, we can see that the sentence Andy is eating consists only one nominal phrase, which is a proper noun Andy. However, in the more complex sentences, a noun phrase can have a noun and more parts of speech. An example given is the sentence, "This sentence contains two noun phrases." The word "this" is a determiner to the noun sentence for the first noun phrase, while the second noun phrase has the word "to" as the determiner and the word "noun" works as an adjective to the noun phrases. The pattern of nominal phrase of this sentence is determiner acts as the head of the sentence, followed by noun or other parts of speech that will be followed with a noun. Next, verbal phrases. A verbal phrase is a phrase that has a verb and its dependents, but not including the subject. In a simple sentence, a verbal phrase will consist of an auxiliary verb and a verb, such as the phrase "is eating" in the sentence "Andy is eating." The auxiliary verb "is" comes before the verb "eating." Verbal phrases can also be considered as predicate in some sentences. A sentence usually have subjects and predicate. In the sentence "Amy goes to sleep," the word "Amy" is a subject, while goes to sleep is a predicate that starts with the verb "goes." So, the verbal phrase is also the phrase "goes to sleep" with preposition "to" after the verb and followed by another verb, which is "sleep." Thank you.
In conclusion, it is important for us to know about the syntactic properties of the words we read and use every day. Since we use language every day to talk and communicate with others, it will be very beneficial for us to identify the syntactic properties, as it can help us with our language abilities. I think that's all from us. Thank you very much and Assalamualaikum.